What's up guys, it's SRC bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay. This time it's a domination match on the map Underground, and our team really just has a dominating performance here. We destroy this team. I think it's 200 to about 30 as a final score, and there's some people on our team that do really well. I have an okay game. I think I end up 17-2 in this match. I actually was a little bit AFK for a while, just not really paying a ton of attention. I think I was on a phone call actually for a portion of this game, so you'll see some spots in here where I'm just kind of sitting in the corner, not really paying attention. And it's not that I'm camping waiting for people. I don't think that there were really enemies in the area of where I was, but I was just kind of, I think, more concentrated on that phone call than I was the game. And things were going so well, and it was just such a blowout that, you know, it didn't really need my full attention. So hopefully you enjoyed this gameplay. I typically like to post more competitive games on my channel. But, you know, occasionally it's fun to watch a dominating performance. And it's just a quick game, too. So I wanted to give you guys a video that wasn't going to be 12 or 13 minutes long this time around. But what I wanted to talk about today are some of the major changes that are coming to the game. I believe they're actually going to be live on the servers today. And that's some of the nerfs or rebalancing that they're doing to the weapons. And if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen that, Robert Bowling from Infinity Ward posted exactly what they're going to be changing here today. And so I'll just go through that list real quick with you. The first change that I think everyone, or almost everyone's going to be glad to see, is the FMG9s are getting their damage reduced or getting nerfed. And that's something that I think was a long time coming, that really was overpowered to where people really weren't using any other secondary. And I think there's a lot of gunfights that you really didn't stand a good chance with if you were up against those. And so it looks like they're not only just doing the change to them akimbo, but it's also going to be for the single-use FMG9 as well. So expect to see that nerf. Now, I don't know how much of a nerf that's going to be, if it's still going to be a playable weapon, or if they're just going to basically break it to the point where nobody uses them anymore. So that's something we're going to have to check out in the game here. But I think, you know, that's a change that most people are going to be happy to see. And the other change that they're making is to the Type95, and I don't know if it's going to be the entire Type95 getting nerfed or reduced, but the specifics that they had in this update were that they were going to be reducing the spread when you hip fire with that weapon. And if you've ever used the Type95 with rapid fire and steady aim, it really is a beast up close just firing from the hip. I mean, if you walk around a corner and see somebody and you can just quickly burst them down, it's almost like having a shotgun up close. And that was definitely something that was overpowered with the Type95. I haven't heard if that's the only change they're making, or if they're also going to reduce the bullet damage downrange as well. And so that's something that we'll have to take a look at. I'm pretty glad that they're fixing that from the hip, and I'm not really sure if it needs to be reduced at all from range, because, you know, you do still have to be accurate with that weapon. It is still a burst weapon, and it's not always a one-shot kill. So I think that that is probably acceptable. I mean, I don't use that gun very much the way it is. I don't see a ton of people using it anymore. And so, you know, hopefully they don't break it to the point of it not being usable. And then two other changes they've made that were kind of, I think, glitches or unintended side effects to some of their weapons, although I don't see how that can just happen. But then again, I'm not a game programmer either. But the CM901, if you don't know, if you use that with the noob tube or the shotgun attachments, it would increase the fire rate of that weapon. And to me, that was something that was actually good. It made the weapon a little bit more usable and a more viable option as an assault rifle in the game, because that gun had a really low rate of fire to start with, and when you got that buff with those attachments, it made the gun playable again. But unfortunately, that is something they're taking out of the game. And so after today, regardless of the attachments, it's going to have that just kind of standard slower rate of fire. So to me, that's kind of a shame. I think with that change, it makes the CM901 a pretty average or below average assault rifle, something that I'm probably never going to use again. And so that's just another update for you. And then the other one is the shotguns with extended mags. I guess you could call it a glitch again. And if you didn't know, when you use extended mags on a shotgun, it was giving you 50% more pellets in each of your shots. which really increases the damage of it. And so when you've seen people running around with a striker, just doing really well, just dominating people with it, it's because they have that extended mags attachment and they're using a damage or range proficiency with it. And so now they're taking away that extended mags benefit. And so to me, what that does is it kind of makes the shotguns really underpowered in this game. I think that they could have maybe found some kind of happy medium between the extended mags thing and you know, what they're doing now by taking that away and just having nothing. So you know, let me know what you guys think about these changes. Is it something that you're happy to see? Are there certain changes that you don't like here? You know, for me, I think the only change that I'm really happy about is the fact that they're taking the FMG9s down to hopefully a more reasonable level and getting rid of that Type 95 hipfire ridiculousness. But other than that, these changes or rebalances, as they're calling them, to me just don't really seem like good changes. I know the way that they were implemented in the game originally, it was kind of almost like a glitch or kind of just a weird way of getting those things, like having to use a noob tube or a shotgun or extended mags to improve the gun that way didn't really make a lot of sense. So I can see why they would want to fix that, but I think just completely taking that out of the game is just really going to weaken some of the weapons and just push people to using more of the same weapons over and over again. And so, you know, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this. If you like these changes that they're making, and if you have any suggestions or improvements on other things that they should change, knowing that they've gotten these things fixed here. You know, I would definitely like to see shotguns overall just get some type of improvement. I don't think that you should have to use extended mags and get 50% more pellets, but I definitely think there should be some kind of buff there. And I think they could maybe do something too about the quick scoping. I think it's you know, with quick draw, I think maybe they should make it so quick draw doesn't really work with that. I think that they can scope in just a little bit too quickly. But I don't want them to break sniping either, because I definitely think that that should be an option for people that are good at it. So I appreciate you guys watching this. Like I said, the final score here, 200-39. We just dominate these guys. I finished 17-2, but most of the work was done by another guy on our team here. It looks like he was 38-3. I think that was his second Reaper of the game. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the game.